Well, that's a little bit complicated. In bankruptcy, that's really not important. But outside of bankruptcy, it can be important. In order to understand what's at work here, we need to distinguish between what are called voluntary sales of your home and an involuntary sale. I suppose I should have had a singular verb there for the voluntary sale. What's a voluntary sale? Well, you decide you want to sell your house. So you put it on the market. Somebody puts in a bid. You say, yep, sold. That's a voluntary sale. An involuntary sale is when somebody forecloses on your home. That can happen if you haven't been making your mortgage payments and the mortgage company avails itself of California real estate law and seizes and sells the property. It is conceivable that it could happen as a result of litigation. Perhaps somebody sues you successfully, gets a judgment against you, and takes that judgment and records a lien against the home. Well, in that situation, if the lien is sufficiently large and there is enough equity to cover that lien, that creditor, that judgment creditor, may seek to conduct a foreclosure. So those are examples of involuntary sales. Now, if you don't record the homestead, you just have what's called the automatic homestead. And that protects you against involuntary sales that will leave you bereft of anything. You do at least get your equity exemption. There are some wrinkles there. There can be some facts that change that. But suppose you have a voluntary sale. You sell the property and somebody gets a judgment against you and wants to go after the money that you got as a result of the sale. Is that money protected? No, unless you record that homestead exemption. If you record the homestead exemption, then that money is protected up to 6 months. And you do have to reinvest that money within that 6-month period into a new domicile. Not just spend the money on a cruise, not just spend the money on whatever else it is. It has to go into a new house, and then you want to record the homestead on that new house. And then there is the homestead protection that goes from the old house to the new house. And by the way, you can't have more than one domicile, more than one principal residence. So if you sell the house, that extinguishes the recorded homestead, which is why you'd want to record homestead on the new property. And so if you were to buy another house, let's say you had the home that was your principal residence, you decided to buy another place, you moved into that other place and recorded the homestead exemption, and you're going to treat this place as a rental, that automatically extinguishes the homestead on the first property. You only get to have one homestead, and it must be on your principal residence.